Hello, everyone. This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Mostly.
Before we get into it, go on all your podcasting streaming services. Go ahead and give us a like, comment, subscribe.
On all your web zones.
And so you can actually comment requests like the movie we had tonight.
Thank you.
And thank you to the fellow requester that requested this. I hope you're happy.
I'm kind of happy.
I'm a little happy just because, wow, this is some weird shit. But anyway, so go anywhere you get podcasts. They Mostly Come Out at Night podcast. Really helps out the channel. Thank you.
Appreciate all of you.
Now we get into Cathy's Curse.
Cathy's Curse.
That was the requested movie, and we did it.
We did it. Thankfully, we found a way to watch it on YouTube in pristine HD.
Looks good. Shout out here. One sec. Let me get to it. Shout out. Stream. The channel's called Streaming Movies.
What a name.
Okay, so there you go. Just go search Cathy's Curse. You'll come up with an infamous scene.
What you mean where she has the pizza face?
Well, no. Well, I mean that's
That
that's like the thumbnail.
Yeah.
But when you search Cathy's Curse, the first thing that pops up is the scene where the dude calls her mother a bitch.
It's kind of that's the catalyst for the movie.
Yes, it is. So I guess we'll get right into it. It's gonna be kind of a rambler. We'll kind of set up the plot, but scenes just kind of happen in this movie. There is a plot, sort of, very loose plot.
It's sure. Yeah.
But there's just like a sequences of
Shenanigans
happening that smash together this fucking movie. So here we go. Cathy's Curse, from 1977. So it starts out with a girl in bed, and her dad gets home.
Yeah, and it's like the past.
Yeah, so because he has an older car.
Yeah.
So he goes up and he's like, "Come on." He's like, "Dearie, like, how are you doing?" And her name's like Lorelai or Lori.
It's Laura.
Laura.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, "How are you doing, sweetie?" And she like wakes up and she's like, "Mommy's
gone, and
Mommy's
so is
gone.
Gordon or whatever."
And he immediately like jolts up. The editing is weird. I'm gonna say it right now.
He doesn't jolt. He teleports.
The editing is really fucking weird in this movie. Like every scene in this movie, like,
I'm sorry,
starts very awkwardly and ends very awkwardly.
Wait, Will, did you say something in this movie is weird?
The whole movie.
That is a take, sir.
The whole movie is fucking weird.
What did you say? Brain leakage.
This movie is brain leakage. It really is, because scenes just happen at random. Like they just start when they want to and they end when they want to. It's just like, here you go. Here's a scene that loosely connects to the fucking plot.
Yeah, there's also scenes that just happen for like 5 seconds that don't actually get mentioned or brought up ever again.
The most infuriating part is there's almost no payoff to any of the scenes. They just end. They just
yeah, a lot of them is just like person says something and it like fades to black, like you're going to a commercial break,
or some like horror scene.
Not.
Or some like horror scene will happen, and then it'll like cut, and then literally go to like just something random happening
the next day.
Yeah,
something.
It's so weird. It's so like jarring.
But yeah, they
So he's like, "Your mother's a bitch," and then they like get in the car.
To go somewhere.
They're like driving. Now I will say there's no doll here.
I'll be quite honest with you. I don't remember.
I think the doll, I think it was an afterthought.
It might have been there when she was in bed, but I don't know.
I have no idea.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. I wasn't paying attention to that. I was paying attention to the fact that the dude just said, your mom's a bitch, and then they, like, drove off. So
that it's like,
she could have.
Apparently it's an icy road, and there's a bunny hopping along the fucking street, and then she points at it, he veers off the road, and the car catches on fire and burns them both alive.
They die, and then it's, then
Many years later.
Don't forget, we get the opening credits during all this.
Oh, and where it says Cathy's Chris twice?
It flashes the title twice.
Yep.
But then it's years later, and now Gordon, the living son, is grown with his wife and daughter.
So the one thing that made sense now is Gordon was with the bitch mom.
Yes.
That's why you didn't see him...
Yeah.
In the beginning, because he was with the mom.
Yes.
So that makes sense. That's about the only thing.
Does it?
Kinda.
Well, of course it makes sense. But that's like... Nah. It's too easy.
It's too easy?
It's too easy.
Well, nothing else in this movie
He has to be alive. So of course it makes sense. It's too easy. It's like telling a child, it's like telling a 10-year-old that they're doing good at life because they're not stumbling over their shoelaces.
Yeah.
It's like too easy, you know?
I know, but like, it's just, listen, I just get I just get some solace that at least one thing in this movie makes sense.
No!
Yes.
No, that's not even, you can't give a credit for that. That's, again, it's like saying someone that you're doing great, man, because they know how to breathe. Like, it's too obvious. Because he has to be alive.
It's for the movie to make sense. Yeah, okay, I know.
Remember the rest of the movie?
I know.
Do you remember?
Yes.
Do you remember when someone screamed when people keep saying over and over the burn the doll? Multiple characters say to burn the doll. And then at the end, they defeat the evil by not burning the doll.
We'll get to that. But yeah, that actually happened. Okay, you're right. Okay. Listen, I'm sorry.
Yes, this movie knows how to breathe, Will.
Good. I'm glad.
It didn't forget basic function. Like it's not like the movie we watched that had the cork board in it.
Oh God.
Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That movie did not know how to breathe. That movie needed some oxygen.
That movie was a human being. It would literally forget how to breathe.
That movie needed oxygen badly.
Like intravenously, because it just wouldn't. If you left it on its own, it would fucking die.
So he inherits the house. He inherits the house.
He's grown up with a wife and daughter, so he somehow inherits the house.
So he inherits the house, but the wife, I don't know why he inherits it years later, but whatever. It doesn't matter. So the wife has just gone through like a mental episode. Like she had a mental breakdown. That's what they're explaining, right?
I don't remember this at all.
I thought they did. I thought they explained
I know she goes through one because of Cathy.
Well, like weird shit starts happening in the house, but like I thought that she said that she got out of something. I swear to God,
I do not.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought I remember that. I don't know. What? I thought it was. Listen, I'm not gonna go back and watch it. I could be wrong. Let's just, for the sake of the episode, let's just say she didn't. Okay, I just thought I remembered that. So let's just we'll just dash it. Okay.
Okay. Listen, Wikipedia came to the rescue. She wasn't like,
maybe it wasn't a mental episode.
No, she had
something.
Okay. I completely.
What is? Did you?
Well, we're kind of both wrong. Because I don't remember this, but apparently
she came back from something.
Listen, so the only thing is happening is it says she is suffering from depression because of a miscarriage, which I do not remember that, but okay. And apparently,
I just remember something.
the daughter Cathy is also suffering from depression because of the mom being depressed from her miscarriage. Which, mind you, I don't remember
What?
any of this. Say that again.
What?
Exactly.
I wish they would have explained any of that in the movie.
Moving on, but they.
So anyway, they inherit the house. Weird shit starts happening. That's.
She is. It starts happening before they even step in the house. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, she's in the fucking Kathy's in the car, and she's like laying on her mom's lap and like starts like pushing the blanket down, and then a blanket starts pushing like on an empty bed.
It's the bed of it's Laura's bed
Yeah.
because
So they moved
reasons.
into this house just fully furnished. I mean,
Well, it's like things
they're
are
like they're trying to pack it up, and
yeah.
so some stuff is in boxes, some stuff isn't. Because when they get there, he fawns over this fucking stupid porcelain naked woman.
Yeah,
Saying
it's
it
like
was his first lover. This weird dude's fucking weird. Like,
I'm sorry. Are you saying something in this movie is weird?
why would he like?
Take a drink, take a shot every
Why
time
would
Will
he get
says
all-
something in this movie is weird.
Why would he get all fucking bricked up over a fucking naked porcelain doll with his fucking daughter right in the room?
Because he had his first boner over it when he was.
But he said he was 4.
Yeah.
What?
What's wrong with it, Will?
You don't get all bricked up when you're 4.
Well, it's fine because Cathy
That doesn't happen.
showed him what for.
That
She bricked that bitch, okay?
So, well, he breaks it first. Remember, he grips it so fucking hard.
Fucking firmly grasps
He,
it.
he's so fucking horned up over this fucking statue that he snaps the arm off of it. And he just... he grips it so fucking hard that he's so sexually frustrated. He just snaps the arms off this fucking porcelain.
He had his first baby boner when he was 4 years old, and then their bitch mother took him away from it, and that's been
Dude,
years of sexual frustration.
Dude, you never forget your first love, okay?
No, that was built up for like 30 years in there. Okay?
You never forget your first love, all right?
And he had to grip it so hard. Oh my god.
Okay, so that's basically the plot. Like, weird haunted house because Laura haunts this house because she died, apparently.
She doesn't haunt the house.
She haunts a doll. I'm sorry. There's a possessed doll that Cathy
Possesses
finds.
Laura.
Yeah, she
Who
finds
possesses Cathy. Fuck.
So Laura possesses Cathy via a doll.
Yeah.
She possesses a doll. God, this episode is brain linkage, just like this movie.
Oh god.
So Laura possesses a doll that Cathy finds in the attic, and weird shit starts happening because the doll is like controlling Cathy to do things.
And the doll has its eyes sewn shut.
Yes.
Why? I don't know.
I have no idea. They
ask.
don't ever explain it, so don't ask. I have no fucking idea why the doll's eyes are stitched closed when that didn't... I mean, it wasn't like anyone looked at her horrifically burned face and was like all, scared of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because she died in the car.
Yes, she died in the car fire.
They were basically ash. Like, no one would be able to, like, look at her.
You're thinking too much. Well,
I know. Sorry. My bad. You're right. Let's just continue. So, our first, like, spooky scene other than the fucking blanket shit.
You tell, Will. What is it? I want to know what because here's what I'm about to lose my mind is because I'm pretty sure our order of spooky scenes, if you quizzed us on what the order was, we would both fail.
Listen, I don't remember any order, but like,
thank you.
I think I'll be honest, okay, but but I think wasn't it the fucking like she starts acting weird with the babysitter, the old lady, or is that it?
Wrong, sir. The first one that I remember was the kids.
Oh, okay. No, you're right. Because remember, they're having dinner the first night. Or no, the breakfast the first morning.
Breakfast.
Good Lord.
And the mom is like,
listen,
I feel someone looking at me.
If this is your first time listening to this podcast, I am so sorry.
But that's okay.
Okay, so
watch the movie and you try it.
So you try and recall all this shit because we're gonna try.
You try and recall this after 2 glasses of nonsense. Okay.
Yes. So the mom is not looking out the window and says someone is looking is like staring at her, is like leering. So the guy goes outside, finds these kids and just randomly brings them inside and starts talking to them, and then the bell rings and it's the fucking neighbor, and she's like, "Oh, like my kids are missing. Oh, they're right there." It's like It just happens like that.
And the other funny thing to me is that they both come in through separate doors of the house.
Now, what you're thinking is in a normal movie.
Don't.
In a normal movie,
okay,
the woman would appear at the door saying her kids were missing.
None of this matters.
And then they would find the kids.
None of this matters.
It doesn't.
I don't.
I'm truly.
Let
me cope how I want to cope.
You have limited time on this planet and limited brain matter, and why?
I guess limited time on this podcast.
Why would you waste it on such?
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, next scene is they're fucking hanging out with the kids.
Yes, I think that's the next scene.
Cathy makes them fucking reenact the goddamn like car burning.
They get into like a little toy car, and she reenacts it, and she has
a needle.
She also makes the boy say like stuff about like
that her mom like say her mom's a bitch.
Mom's a bitch.
Mom's a bitch. Like they just like they.
Oh, and in the meantime, there is a medium at the house.
I swear to God, they're going off of shock factor, just making these kids say this like outlandish shit.
Well, it's easy. You don't have to pay money.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, there's a medium at the house.
Yes. So she's talking with the medium,
and the medium has a picture.
Well, because the medium is friends with the neighbors.
Yes.
Like mom. So she's like oh, I can get energies off of inanimate objects.
Every object has an energy.
For example, this just random picture of the fucking guy.
Yeah, because she gives her the picture of the dad.
Of the fucking, your mom's a bitch, dude. And she starts, like, speaking what they're saying. Like, your mom's a bitch. And, like saying all this.
I'm burning, like, all this stuff. And, like, in the meantime, all the stuff is happening outside, and she...
Like, Cathy takes a needle and starts, like, poking it into one of the neighbor kids. I don't
remember why. She's, like, crying, and Cathy's like, I got you.
I can't remember what they said, but yeah, she's like, don't worry, I got you, fam. Like...
This is the only...
Let me poke it. This is the only scene that has to do
with eyes.
With the fucking, like, doll with the eyes stitched up.
Yeah, it's the only time this happens.
It's the only, like, connective tissue to that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it goes nowhere. So, like, so she pokes the girl's eye, and she starts crying, and they all run out, and then the neighbor gets freaked out, and you never see the neighbor again.
And then Cathy's walking away, not saying a word, and the mom's like, what is happening, blah, blah, blah. And then it does the awkward cut, and then it's the next day, and everything's fine.
Why won't you tell me what's happening? Fade to black.
And then after this, mind you, I'm sure other things may have happened, but the thing that I remember is the shit with the babysitter.
So now we're at the babysitter.
Yeah.
So you're right. I missed like a whole...
Because they're having breakfast, and Cathy is... Well, okay.
They do my favorite thing where they're eating nothing out of the bowls, which I love.
You're wrong.
Well,
no, because that was
in
the
this
first
scene,
breakfast.
she puts the cornflakes in the bowl.
Yeah.
But
How dare you?
But it, like, when they find the neighbor kids, they're eating
Cathy
nothing.
is a professional eater.
So I love this nanny because she, like, weird shit happens and she acts like nothing is fucking wrong.
I think at some point, I think it was before this. I don't know relative to everything else, but I think it was before this that Cathy exploded the goddamn figurine.
Yes. I mean, nothing happens of that. So
the dad's boner object. Also, at this point...
The dad never even mentions it after
they get a dog.
So it's their groundskeeper's dog.
Yes. But now there's a dog, and it does not like Cathy.
So it's a girl dog that everyone calls a bitch.
No, Cathy calls it a bitch.
Well, the dad at one point does, too.
At one point, because he's annoyed because he won't let him get his dick wet.
Yeah. So yeah, they get a dog. And then the nanny comes over because the dad has to pick up extra shifts at work, and the mom is she's institutionalized for
Not
like
yet.
a couple days.
Not yet.
Where is
She
the
gets
mom in this?
institutionalized after the babysitter because she watches the babysitter fall to her death.
So the mom is grabbing groceries at this point. Sorry.
Something. I don't know.
Good Lord. The mom is out of the house. I have no idea. Okay, so they get a
I remember
nanny.
now. No, I remember. My brain temporarily.
Because she brings back bags, so...
My brain's realigned itself temporarily.
All right.
Because I remember now. Because Cathy annihilates the boner object, the dad's figurine, annihilates it, and then it hard edits to them having breakfast with the nanny, and then she just yeets. Like, the nanny gives her a plate.
Oh, yeah, and she just, like, throws it, and the nanny's like, don't worry, I'll pick it up.
Yeah, she throws it and breaks it. And I just remember that because you had, like, two objects breaking in quick succession.
I do remember this part, too, because I didn't remember where it was, but I remember this part, too, because there's all this shattered, like,
it's
porcelain
everywhere.
all over the floor, cornflakes all over. And she's like, don't worry, I'll pick it up. She picks up, like, 2 pieces, and she's like, see? All better. It's all picked up.
And then...
I'm like, you missed a spot.
Yeah, and then, like, they talk and some shit, and then Cathy's in her room.
So the mom leaves the nanny there with Cathy alone.
Then we get the part where Cathy's staring in the mirror, and she, like, sees...
Do we miss the attic scene where she finds the doll and the mom is all like, you need to throw that rag away?
We got half of it. We talked about her finding the doll, but we didn't talk about the mom immediately saying, you need to burn that.
Well, yeah, you need to burn that. Yeah, because it starts at the very beginning. You need to burn that. So
Almost every character at some point says that. She goes to her room and she stares in the mirror and she sees, instead of her reflection,
it's Laura.
She sees Laura holding the doll, and then it, like, zaps and Laura disappears, and then at some point the nanny's up there.
She hides the doll behind the curtains.
Yeah.
And the nanny's cleaning in her room and finds the doll.
Oh yeah,
and then Cathy comes up and is like, "What are you doing with that?"
Cathy is she's jump roping.
Oh, that's right.
She's doing jump rope, and then she, like, starts staring up in the window, and she sees the nanny, like, waving at her, and she grabs the doll and she runs up there like, "Give me that," and then she, like,
the doll, she
uses the force. Yeah,
she uses the force to get the doll back,
and then she holds the doll,
and then there's this, like, of course, this
audio
monster voice.
You've seen me. Go
from this place.
And then she just starts, like, annihilating the nanny's eardrums, and the mom's coming home, and then, right on time, the mom sees the nanny tumble out the window.
Yep, and she gets this is where she gets traumatized.
You ever see a movie called The Omen?
Yes.
Do you remember there was that scene in The Omen where the nanny, falls and hangs herself?
Someone...
Do you know that movie came out a year before? Yeah. The funny one is almost everywhere you look,
everyone compares this to The Exorcist.
Which, I don't know. I don't
see it.
I mean,
there's some, like...
There's a child who swears and is kind of possessed, and at the end of the movie, she has a pizza face, just like The Exorcist, and there's a doll that does a 360...
Pizza face.
It's a pizza face! Look at it.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Obviously, listen. Obviously, The Exorcist had slightly better makeup effects.
Maybe a bigger budget, too.
Oh. An actual direct... Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, listen, there's a lot that The Exorcist
had. A script.
Had. There's a lot that The Exorcist had that this just doesn't.
A director. Same with The Omen. Yeah.
And a good editor.
A fucking editor who wasn't a goddamn monkey. scenes that actually like
a decent soundtrack, yeah, all that stuff.
the soundtrack to this just sounds like a fucking
A
like
decent soundtrack. Exorcist soundtrack is lit.
the soundtrack to this is just someone going fucking bananas on a keyboard.
Well, yeah, it's like one guy with a fucking Casio keyboard
Just going absolutely bonkers.
Ham.
But like I guess there's some similarities to The Exorcist, but this is just like it's like The Exorcist plus The Omen and plus like Carrie.
It's like take all the like classic 70s like horror,
The big
possession movies, and just mash them together.
Yeah, because I'm seeing like Exorcist, Omen, and even like I would say like the telekinesis stuff makes me think of Carrie.
Yeah,
which,
from
again,
Carrie, right? Exactly.
That was also literally a year before this.
What?
Listen. Hey, both their names start with C. How original.
Yep.
But
so
yeah, the nanny falls out the window and dies.
The mom has to go, and the dad's still busy at work. So he gets his like caretaker to.
So this is where the mom gets institutionalized.
Yes, and the dad
she snaps.
The dad is still trying to work out like going to work, so he has the fucking.
He's working 18-hour days. Will
drunk. The drunk like land.
You say that,
caretaker.
But there's no indication that he's drunk until.
Well, no, he's not drunk right now, but
this.
So he asks Jim or whatever the fuck his name is to take care of Cathy while he's gone because the mom's not there and he's not there. So the guy is like, okay, yeah, whatever.
We get my favorite scene
where he's petting the dog and he tries to make her pet the dog.
After this, but yes, there is a scene where he's petting the dog and trying to make her pet it, and she's like, "The dog's a bitch. I hate women."
Well, and he's like, no, she's nice. Look, he's just petting her, and the dog is totally fine. And then Cathy tries to walk up, and the dog's terrified.
But then, I swear to God, this insanity. There is the like the medium or whatever.
The medium goes. She wants to talk to the mom.
So she's on the phone.
Well, I guess she figured out some weird shit is happening, but like,
well, because she knew. From when she was holding the picture, basically, that the house is evil. Whatever.
Question: why didn't she just tell the mom right there?
Because at this moment, the mom is in a cuckoo lounge.
I'm saying, why didn't she tell the mom when Cathy poked the girl's eye?
Because, well, then we wouldn't have the movie.
I know, but okay. It just makes more sense.
We wouldn't have Carrie's curse. I mean, Cathy's curse.
So
there's
so the medium goes in and she's like looking around and there's
Vivian, where are you? And then you hear Vivian's voice. Of course, I know it's not her voice, telling her to go upstairs. No, wait, I'm okay.
No, it's the mom. It's the mom's voice.
No, I am wrong. I am so wrong.
What?
Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. No. Because this is the scene where she walks in. No, she just walks in. I remember. She just walks in the house.
Well, she tries to get...
There's no phone call.
No, yeah, because she just shows up at the house.
And she hears laughing.
And she's like, hello, is anyone there? And she hears laughing, so she goes up to the attic.
And she sees Cathy and the guy.
Cathy is... What I got from this scene, and I could be wrong, it looks like Cathy's forcing this guy to drink.
100%, because she was holding the bottle.
Yeah. So he's all laughing, and they start calling her a whore and a bitch and a cow and all this shit.
She calls her a dried out old whore, and
he keeps calling her a bitch.
And the guy is joining in, and then eventually he like scares her out, and then he's like laughing with Cathy.
Dude, this scene is so fucking like awkward and weird.
They go in the kitchen.
So Cathy sits on the counter, and this guy just like...
He has a wine glass. I think it's wine. And he starts drinking the wine.
It's like whiskey.
And then... Well, first he's drinking the wine. And then Cathy comes in with a bottle of what looks like whiskey. And she pours the whiskey bottle.
He starts like chugging it, and then
she sits on the counter.
He gets like...
And starts staring at him.
He pours another glass and just sits there, and they have like a staring contest for like a minute straight. And then... For no apparent reason whatsoever, a drawer A drawer opens
With
right
snakes.
on his lap with steaks, and then there's rats under his boots for no reason.
And there's a tarantula
and then
crawling
there's just
on him.
one tarantula like crawling up his arm, and he gets kind of shaky, but he just keeps staring at Cathy, and literally nothing happens. It's just a bunch of things crawling all over this guy. The tarantula goes up to his shoulder, and he like starts chugging the whiskey, and it cuts.
No, it doesn't.
What?
No, it doesn't.
Am I losing my mind?
Yes, you fucker. No, because she looks at him and says, "How do you like?
Yeah, I cut. Yeah.
How do you like it, good old Paul?" And then it cuts.
Okay, you're right. I forgot the how you like it, good old Paul. How did I forget that?
How do you forget them? How do you forget such a beautiful line? Like, what's wrong with you? And then it cuts and nothing matters.
Because it's never mentioned again, and Paul literally is unaffected by it.
Then it's like we get a scene where she's playing. Oh my god, I can't.
So it's not with Paul again. It's with the mom, right? Because the mom comes home.
No, she doesn't. It's with Paul.
This is where he pukes.
Yeah, he sees her like doing something in the woods, and she has the doll, and he's drunk already.
Yes.
He loses his mind and is like, burn it, burn the doll, burn the doll, burn the doll. You gotta burn it, burn the doll. And then he keeps chasing her, and then eventually he touches the doll, and it like
when she like keeps playing keep away with the doll and like laughing.
You can't catch me.
And then he he burns his hand on the doll.
No, he doesn't burn it. It like
cuts his
him.
Yeah. And then he pukes on the ground.
And then just lays there.
And collapses, and then the scene ends.
Yes.
Okay.
Eventually,
I don't want to be wrong again. He lays on the ground and the scene ends.
We were wrong the moment we started watching this.
I know. And then is it the dog next or the mom gets home? Because remember, the dog gets...
I don't even remember when the dog
dies. At a
dies.
certain point, the dog gets killed.
Yeah. I know what happens when Paul is alive, obviously.
And Paul's like, that's my dog, blah, blah, blah.
But yeah, and then eventually...
The mom gets home eventually, and she's like...
Okay, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. Here's what I'm going to say. I don't give a shit. I don't fucking care. I want to get this scene over with.
Where the mom gets home and
where the medium
or Cathy gets teleporting, or
where the medium is on the phone and she thinks she's talking with Vivian, or she is talking with Vivian. I don't know. She's talking with someone, okay? And she's like, "Come on over," and she comes over. It's like, "Vivian, where are you?" And then Vivian, quote unquote, I fucking knew.
You too can get brain rot if you want to watch this movie.
Yeah, hour 30 minutes and 45 seconds will guarantee to make your brain leak out your ears.
Yeah.
She walks into the attic. It's like, "Vivian, where are you?" And then Cathy does the Blofeld Dr. Evil thing.
Oh my god.
She does. She's sitting in a huge chair, and then she's Will is losing his mind.
I can't believe I didn't make that connection.
Because she does. She's sitting in a huge. She's sitting.
I'm surprised she didn't have like a cat in her lap.
But no, that's where they boomed you, because instead of a cat, she has the doll.
I've been waiting for you, Mr. Bond. Oh my god, that is the
She's
funniest
sitting in a giant swivel chair.
Oh my god.
And then swivels around, and she's sitting there with the doll, and it might as well be, "I've been expecting you." Except instead...
So there's a portrait whose like eyes glow green.
Yeah.
We didn't mention that when she finds the doll, the portrait's eyes glow green. But she like gives this medium a vision.
And it's the medium.
And it's the medium with a burnt like old
She's
face.
like old and dried up and has no teeth.
And then she's like, "Oh, so you're a medium. I would call you a well done piece of what is it? What is it?
An extremely rare piece of shit. Which
And the medium gets all like horrified, and then her like vision starts like rubbing its face and like ripping its face off.
I can't believe this movie has a steak insult.
Yeah, burn, sick burn.
I cannot believe that. I can't. And then yeah, just
You can
telling her
say that joke was well done.
my brain is well done.
This movie made us tender.
Oh my god, my fucking brain is some fucking Wagyu shit right now, boy.
This is some raw filmmaking.
Oh my god, my brain is marbled.
Oh,
I'm a little
Jesus Christ.
tenderized, Will.
Oh my fucking god. Listen, I got serious beef with this movie today. Oh Jesus Christ, we need to stop.
This is some fucking bullshit.
Oh, we have lost our fucking minds. This is the most unhinged fucking episode we've ever done.
But she, oh my god, she basically tells the fucking medium to leave and never come back.
Yes,
And
so
the medium leaves and literally never comes back.
you never see the medium ever again. And she never warns the mom, so good on her.
Well, the mom's in the loony bin.
So the mom comes home
Eventually.
and the mom is like still kind of wary of Cathy because weird shit
Well, we get a
is going to
scene
continue
where
happening.
she's talking to Cathy and Cathy's not saying a word. And the mom just rambles, and then Cathy zaps,
And she like teleports.
and then she's in a different spot, and the
She's
mom's
like underneath the mom on the
yelling at her,
stairs.
and then she zaps again.
And then she teleport. And the mom doesn't react like this is fucking weird as shit.
The mom reacts the way you would if like your child kept running in the house.
Like if my kid started teleporting, I think I would shit myself.
I would call them and be like, "Hey, you need to put me back in the loony bin."
Be like, yeah, so my kid started teleporting. Can you put me back in?
I can't.
So anyway, now Cathy is just smiling with that shit-eating grin, and then the whole like fucking house starts shaking, and the
then
fucking chandelier fall.
Nothing comes of it. I swear, nothing comes of
Well,
it.
it like slowly zooms in that we're supposed to like think that through the power of editing that this chandelier is falling on the mom, but nothing happens.
Nothing falls. I think it just awkwardly cuts.
Well, it just
No.
It keeps like weirdly zooming in on this fucking.
No, I remember what happened. The dad shows up.
Yes.
And the like house is like locked or whatever, and the dad shows up and sees them arguing, and then this is when he like kind of takes Cathy's side, and he's like, "Look at her, how could you say such a thing about Cathy?" Because the mom's like, she's unhinged or whatever.
Well, and he's basically being like, "You're just crazy.
Yeah,
Like Cathy's done nothing wrong."
because mom's a bitch again. Well,
Yeah, mom's bitch.
and I don't even. What even happened after this?
I don't. I'm just gonna go to the mom taking a bath, to be honest, because I don't remember. I remember there was something about like
they
the
argue.
mom trying to get back into the house and all the shutters closing, and then Cathy laughing. I don't know when that happens, so there's that. And then,
But yeah, there's
the next major scene is Cathy's mom is taking a bath, and she gets in the bath and is taking the bath, and the blood starts pouring out of the faucet. I haven't seen that before ever.
how
And
original.
then it just quick cuts to her with leeches all over her body
And yeah.
and like freaking out, and then cuts and nothing. This is what I'm talking about. This is how awkward this movie is. Nothing happens out of that. Like, it's never mentioned ever again. She doesn't have any effect. Like the leeches have no effect on her. They don't ever call it into question ever.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens, and then everyone goes back to normal.
And then, I mean...
Well, should we talk... Paul dies.
Yeah.
Because we're getting towards the
I don't
end of the
even
movie.
remember how he dies, but like I just remember he has no face.
His face...
Oh, no. No, she's like... God, I don't even remember, but basically she's like, like intimidating him with the doll, and eventually like they like shine like a lens, like the camera gets a lens flare, and now Paul has like a gash on his chest. and then the next time you see him, he's outside.
Oh
And
no!
his face
Remember,
is gone.
because the dad has to work and the mom is like bedridden, and so Paul takes care of them again for some reason.
And the mom tells
he's
him
like,
over and over to burn the doll.
And he's like, I swear I'm not gonna drink. And like, I am surprised they even let Paul take care of her again after all that shit. But
Yeah, bold.
But anyway, it doesn't matter because nothing does in this movie. Because he takes care of her, and then he's like trying to burn the doll again, and she does this weird mirror thing.
Yeah.
She has, it's weird. She has like telekinetic powers until the end of the movie, and they all just go away. I don't get it. She can do like all this horrific shit, and then in the end, just suddenly she can't do anything.
Don't ask questions.
So anyway, she kills Paul by ripping off his face, and that's when the dad is trying to call them to see what's up, because Paul was like taking care of the mom, and the mom was like, burn the doll, and like, he dies, and the mom, she's still bedridden, so he tries to call, no answer, so he has to go, and then he can't get into the house, so he like runs around the house, sees Paul dead on the floor, picks up a shovel, breaks the fucking, and then the mom goes into Cathy's room and finds
Starts wrestling.
Well, she finds Cathy there with a burnt face,
With a pizza face, yeah.
with the pizza face and the doll.
She starts
And
wrestling.
she like grabs the doll and they start wrestling.
And then eventually...
They start wrestling.
Yeah. You know, she's downstairs. The dad also sees her.
Well, they fall down the stairs. The dad sees her and thinks the mom is attacking Cathy.
Well, but he also sees the pizza face.
Yeah. And so he gets all freaked out. And then
has the doll.
The mom, in a blaze of glory, you would think...
Blaze of glory, okay.
The whole fucking movie...
Okay.
The whole fucking movie, they're
Right.
just saying, burn the doll, right? Burn the doll. So you think normal movie, they'd throw the doll in like a fireplace, or, you know, like she'd like somehow in the struggle cover the doll in gasoline and light it on fire. Something like that, right? Where like you would light the doll on fire, because in the entire movie, in the entire hour and 20 minutes, they have literally said nothing but burn the doll. Explicitly. So what does she do? She rips the stitches off the eyes of the doll.
Yeah.
And the whole house starts shaking, glass starts breaking everywhere, and Cathy's face goes back to normal, and everything's fine.
Happy ending. Ha he ha 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 ha.
What the fuck?
That sums up the whole movie.
And then literally the final scene, for some reason, is the doll laying on the ground with the eyes open and blood dripping down its eyes, or paint. There's also that stupid fucking attempt at a fake out scene that I've never seen, like that weird, like where the mom gets freaked out because there's blood on a coat,
and it's something,
and it's like tonic that they
I don't know,
the
dude.
dad used, and
I truly
they just
don't know.
laugh about it and the scene ends.
I truly have no idea, bro.
Like, that is the weakest fucking fake out jump scare I've ever seen, and I don't like those. They're fucking stupid.
Can you even call it a jump scare?
No,
there was
I
no,
mean, the mom
like,
screams,
It's not a jump scare.
but it's like, what are you doing?
Do you? I don't.
Why is this scene in the movie? It doesn't like these scenes go nowhere.
Why is anything in the movie?
I don't know. Why does this movie even exist?
Because it's a masterpiece.
So thank you for whoever suggested it. I hope you're happy, but like, holy shit.
Will, is there a demon in this film?
No.
Wow.
There's no demon in this film.
There ain't no demon in this film.
There's literally no demon, but like they're trying to do like the whole possessed thing, but like Laura is just like a ghost.
Bro,
But why is she killing people?
Here's what I find funny, okay? Here's what I find funny.
Like I don't understand. I don't get the connective tissue. I don't get where we're supposed to connect the dots here.
No.
Like make it make sense.
No.
What's your favorite part?
You already know my favorite part.
Well, you said you know what you like or whatever.
Dude, so first of all, my favorite part is the fucking thing where the medium sees her double and she gives her a steak insult.
Yeah, the rare piece of
a
shit.
rare piece of shit. Which is, I mean, I could also say the same thing about this movie, I guess.
Iconic.
Yeah. It's I truly have no idea, because you think at certain points you think you're getting it. You think you're grasping it. You're grasping where the hell it's going and where it's taking you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the movie just smacks you in the face.
Well, you think they're like finally putting the fucking train back on the tracks, right?
Nope.
Because it was never on the tracks. But like you think they're finally like maybe connecting something. They don't.
Here's the other one. Here's the other funny possible ripoff. Actually, not even possible. It's a little too similar.
We've already gone over like 3.
No, there's another one. Nobody remembers this one. But there is a book and a movie. And I've read the book and I've seen the movie. It's called Audrey Rose. Okay?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
No one... If anyone who watches this podcast has seen this movie, I would be very surprised. But it's a movie about a guy who, when he's... Basically, he's driving down the highway one day with his daughter, named... I think her name is Audrey Rose. And a car like veers into oncoming traffic and hits them, and she dies.
Okay.
Or it's like her and a babysitter. But basically, the car burns up and she dies. It's years later now.
You're fucking kidding me.
I'm not done yet. It's years later now. He finds a girl who he says looks exactly like his old daughter. And throughout the movie, he starts stalking the family of this new girl, and she starts exhibiting possession. But throughout the movie, there's all this stuff where one of the big scenes of the movie is where she's like fully taking over her, and the new girl starts like screaming that she's on fire and she's burning and all this stuff. Now, can you please tell me with a straight face that you do not think that sounds a little similar to this movie?
That sounds... When did it come out?
The funny... 1977?
Oh my god.
But here's the thing. I think the book came out in like 75, and if you look it up, it's pretty popular. I mean, literally, all they would have to do is find out that movie's coming out, look at the plot synopsis, and here you go.
Is that why this movie just feels like a fucking amalgamation
of a bunch of
just popular, like ultra popular horror movies?
Yeah.
Is this like just a blatant B movie like cash grab?
Yes.
It's just a ripoff of a ripoff of a ripoff of a ripoff of a ripoff.
Like, if I swear you could probably do a deep dive and like just every little bit of this has certain like is
you're
ripping
right.
off
Like,
something.
the nanny scene is very indicative of the first Omen.
Yeah.
There's a blatant ripoff of The Exorcist where she's like banging her head on the pillow, and it looks like almost exactly like the scene where Reagan is like shaking on the bed. The fucking Carrie shit. Do I have to explain the Carrie shit?
The telekinesis.
It's all the telekinesis and the fucking weird shit. And then, like what you just explained.
Audrey Rose, where
it's like, what the fuck?
you have old girl who dies in a car fire.
Is that why?
And now a new girl who's being possessed by old girl.
But if you're going to do that, like we've seen ripoffs that just actually do make it make sense.
Here's the funny thing. Okay. Here's the funny thing about the Audrey Rose thing is, the Audrey Rose thing where she's like possessing the new girl, she's not evil. Which is because here's the thing.
My question is, why the fuck is Lori
evil?
Like, evil?
Because your mom's a bitch. I'm not joking. The whole movie. It
hinges it on that one sentence.
That one line is it, because she constantly has like derogatory comments about women throughout the movie, and that's it. That is the only explanation, is the dad said the mom's a bitch.
That's
it.
No sense.
Thank you. You know another movie had a bitch mom? Oh, Carrie.
Oh, wait. What?
Whoa.
No way.
Bro. I can't believe you.
Oh my god. Dude, I swear if she like lit something on fire, it would just be this would be a Carrie ripoff.
Bro, she already exploded objects, and it's that is there. Hell, the name has C in it.
Why didn't they just go for it and have her killing her mom?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Why didn't they just... If you're going to be a ripoff, might as well just fucking do all the major scenes. You've already done The Omen, Exorcist, like all that bullshit.
Hell, The Omen... The Omen also hates the mom.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yes.
Yeah, it kills the mom in The Omen, too. Like,
yes.
It's like the ripoffs just keep on piling up.
They just keep on coming. But, like, that's the weird thing with this movie, is it's never on the rails.
No, and...
It never quite, feels like a completed project, right?
No, it doesn't.
Like, it never has this connective tissue that makes it, like, all make sense.
It feels like half a movie.
That's why I think this movie is so fucking weird, because it's just a collection of scenes that are from the same movie, but make almost no sense when you put them all in a line.
No, it's brain leakage.
It really is, and they couldn't, like, you could do some simple shit to connect all this shit.
Oh, if only.
But they didn't, and it's just fucking hour and 30 minutes of total brain rot insanity.
Complete nonsense.
And like, I don't even know, dude. Like, it's just fucking, it's got a bullshit. Like, some of the scenes are, like, kind of cool, but, like, the completed project doesn't make it, like, any better.
Yeah.
Like, some of the scenes, like, there's some interesting stuff going on and some, like, interesting effects. Like, the weird scene with the fucking medium. You could have done a lot with that. If you committed, but they didn't. It's like they couldn't commit. It's like they got cold feet.
I think they, honestly, I have no idea.
I just don't get it. It's like, it's such a weird movie because of that. Because it just feels like a bunch of stuff that was on the cutting room floor, and they just pieced it together. They just Frankensteined it into this fucking movie.
Yeah, they just mashed all, like, a bunch of unrelated scenes together in a row, and there you go. There's your movie.
Well, that's why, like, no scenes matter, right? Like,
Yeah.
they don't even mention scenes. Like, the medium is never seen again.
How about the scene where she tries to drown?
Oh yeah, she goes in the lake and like tries to drown, and they never mention ever again.
Why would
a ghost of a burn victim try and drown someone
that she's using? No.
Again, it's literally just cutting room floor that they Frankensteined into this fucking movie.
Yeah.
That's what this movie is. It's
Nonsense.
weird. It's nonsense.
Yeah.
It's utter brain leak nonsense.
Yeah, it's complete nonsense.
And we honestly probably got brain rot from it.
Probably, and the more brain matter you try to use on it, the more that brain matter will just rot away.
That's why this episode's kind of like the cutting room floor of like scenes.
Oh my god.
Shitty to pretty. I don't even know. Like,
Okay.
Like,
here's what I'm gonna say. We've had several requests on this.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna agree with you on this.
They've almost all been complete. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. They've almost all been complete shit that we were mostly just bored by. And if we were going by entertainment, and
at least this wasn't boring,
and we're going by that, and maybe I am grading this on a slight curve because of the request-a-rooney, I will give it a 5.
I was gonna give it a 4 just because I feel like it needs
cohesion.
It needs something to connect it.
Yeah, and
it's just like, for me, like, yes, it's ridiculous. Yes, I wasn't bored, but like, there needs to be something there. Like, it has to be worth watching.
Yeah.
And it's just not. Like, there's just nothing of like substance, really. It just feels like a fucking...
No, there's no substance.
It's a complete fucking mess.
Mm-hmm.
And it's frustrating because, like, again, yes, it's a ripoff, but like you could have done stuff to at least make it like a memorable, make sense movie with all these ridiculous scenes. There's just a few things you could have changed and that's why it's frustrating. That's why I'm giving it a 4, because you could have made it make sense. You could have got it on the rails, and it would have been fine, and you could have kept all the ridiculous scenes in it, right? But the editing, holy shit, the editor, I don't even know. Like, I hope to God this editor never worked on any other fucking movies.
Bro, I don't even know.
The producer and the editor and the director and the writer, okay, just everyone involved in this film. Even the little girl's kind of annoying. Like, I just, like, her fucking, I don't know, I found her, like, really annoying.
I think you're just, Will has
I think I was just salty. I know.
Will's just salty.
Listen, I don't want to take it out. Obviously, she's, like, this, like, 7-year-old girl. I'm not going to, like.
Will's just salty because of something about her shit-eating grin just sent you.
Well, and the fact that this movie is so smug to think that it's, like fucking, like, cohesive.
Do you think this movie thinks anything?
No.
I'm not convinced.
I don't even know anymore, dude. It's just frustrating because it could have made sense, and it doesn't.
Nah, but then it wouldn't be Cathy's curse.
It's true. And listen, I hope whoever suggested this, I hope that this is what you wanted out of this episode.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping you're not sitting there being like, this is my favorite movie. I really hope that this is no one's favorite movie. Please don't let it be your favorite movie. But like, if you wanted us to shit on it, maybe you found it more frustrating. But holy fuck, this is a hard movie to watch.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that, but it's definitely.
It's kind of like entertaining.
It's just, if you do watch this, you're really better off just not trying to even make sense of it.
Just enjoy the scenes for what they are.
You're just not going to.
And I think that's the thing. It's like, I want a movie to like have a thread line, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want it to have a beginning, a middle, and end, like 3 acts that make sense, and like do
at the very least,
and have like a big conclusion.
Yeah, at the very least.
At the very least, that's what a movie should do. But
especially like when you get to the ending and your big epic finale, at the very least, that should make some sense.
Well, okay, and that's the thing. That's what's frustrating. They could have just burned the doll and it would have been fine.
Nope. Impossible.
But instead, of course, because it's fucking Cathy's curse, they're like, nah, we're not going to do the logical thing. Rip its eyes out.
Yep.
I'm at a lot.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I have. It's a mess.
I think
this movie's a mess.
Yeah. I think we're done.
Yeah, I think we're it. I think we're done.
Before we start repeating ourselves like the movie does.
Yeah. That was Cathy's curse. Thank you for suggesting it. Thank you for supporting us.
Yeah, give us more.
If you would like to, again, I will suggest this again, make more recommendations. Go ahead and follow us on our major like podcasting sites. We do check comments a lot, so if you have a suggestion, we do it every 5 episodes if you're new. So every 5 episodes, we'll do a suggestion. If it's in like a coming year that we're covering,
we will add it.
We will add it to the roster.
Yes.
But it's not going to be until we cover that year. Now, if it's like Cathy's Curse, where it's in the 70s and we've already done the 70s.
Right. If it's a year we've already done,
we'll go back to it. So
and it'll be on every 5 episodes.
Just so you know, we will get to it if you suggest it. But no hee-haw bullshit. That's all we ask.
I mean, look, whatever you suggest, I am obviously gonna review it to make sure it fits the fucking guidelines.
We kind of take it with a grain of salt. Like, a lot of the suggestions are valid, and like we are gonna get to them, obviously.
But if you recommend, like, I don't know, if you were like, you guys should watch, I don't know, The Omen, because you thought it was a bad movie, I'm not gonna watch The Omen because I'm sorry, that's not a bad movie. Like,
well, it just doesn't fit the criteria of the podcast. It's nothing personal.
Or if you tell us to watch like,
it just has to fit the criteria of the movies we watch.
Yeah. Or if you tell us to watch like, I don't know, like a horror comedy. I mean, I'm sorry, no hee-haws.
Well, they have to be a horror, like a legit horror or action movie, and low rated. That's the 2 stipulations. It's pretty easy.
Yeah. Or disliked by critics, whatever.
But we will do it every 5 episodes, so please keep putting in your suggestions. We really appreciate the support. Go like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. For They Mostly Come Out at Night, this has been Will.
This has been Alex.
And we will talk to you all later.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.
You heard the podcast. Go. Go.
Go!